I'm supposed to go? You start.
Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows. Tonight you have Virginia and I for the first part of this, and then we'll have other guests as the time goes on. So Virginia is here to tell us what she's been doing working in our camper all day. Go.
Okay, so we brought the camper home from down east, Maine, which, if you know where that is up near Ellsworth area. But
it's actually northeast from us, but it's called down east. Go ahead.
Because they named it the wrong thing. Anyway, so we brought that home. So we took out the bedding and are airing that out. We got some of it out this morning, or today, and then we're going to do some more of it. I vacuumed the floors.
Hold on. When she says bedding, she means like all the cushions.
Yeah. Like everything.
Yeah, like all the cushions from the dinette.
I couldn't get the couch out, but I got the other cushions out. So we're airing out bedding, vacuumed the floors, wiped down some of the tile floors. And the cupboards are pretty much emptied or organized. What else did we do? Brought in the extra clothes that we had out there. Organized some stuff in the kitchen.
So we're doing a major rehaul of the camper. Yeah. So the camper has been parked at Mark's mom's house since May. And we just left it there. We'd go up for a couple days at a time and come back. And so we had left like an extra set of clothes up there in case we had kids get dirty and we needed the extra set of clothes. We've had paper cups and paper plates and napkins and all of that stuff up there. We've had extra diapers. We've had extra blankets and things because we had used it last over the winter when we needed that stuff. But right now, don't need blankets. So Virginia has been cleaning all of that. What else have you been working on in the camper today?
In the camper today, it was pretty much just organizing and cleaning and airing stuff out. But we also have more planning to do of what we need, like some Ziploc bags and stuff like that to put in there. Just a minute. I'm getting a phone call.
Okay, she's getting a phone call, so we're going to let her go. Virginia is working on Tom Hoefling's presidential campaign and has been making some phone calls. So the other thing that Virginia's been doing while she's been out in the camper today is she's been trying to figure out where different kitchen equipment would fit, because when we went on our trip last winter, it was the first long trip we had done. We did not take a lot for kitchen for cooking and things like that. We ate a lot of sandwiches or wraps, salads, those types of things. And then we took, like we were at friends' houses, so we'd cook at their house or eat with them or eat with other friends. So we didn't take those things with us, but we're trying to make the camper more accessible and more able to use that we can cook our own meals in the camper. So she spent time today trying to figure out if our crock pot fit, our toaster, all those types of things. We've taken different equipment at various times, but trying to see if all of it fits together was the key of today. So that's what she was working on today. I have this here. I know someone's going to ask. It's a rice pack made by our wonderful friend Mary Caverly a while ago. And I have a sore shoulder, so doing that. Anyway, so she was working on that in the camper today. I was working inside because we're doing a little bit of decluttering, minimalizing. I don't know if that really makes sense because being in a family our size, I can only go so minimal. And God has provided us with a lot of blessings. And I don't want to get rid of stuff just to get rid of stuff. God has provided us these means now, and we don't know what the future looks like. I guess nobody does, but we don't know what the future looks like financially or anything like that. So I don't want to get rid of like homeschool stuff we're not using this year that we might use in the future. But I do want to get rid of the homeschool stuff that has been sitting on my shelf since we started homeschooling Nathaniel and still looks like we won't be using it. So that's what I've been doing, is going through some cupboards. I was able to get 2 bookshelves out yesterday. If you saw my short grocery haul video, you saw a couple of the bookshelves. I was able to get 2 bookshelves out of the living room to be able to do some more organizing, and I'm hoping that it will help me to be more focused on the things that I want to focus on with the kids. Another special guest arrived. Hello.
Hi. Sorry, I saw Virginia running out the door with her phone in her hand. Yes, I'm calling for the Tom Hoefling campaign. I was wondering if you could be a...
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, she's back.
No, I think you're okay. I kind of filled in the rest of what you did to
Got her
happen.
out.
Okay, bye.
She's gone. And away we go.
Okay, so I was just mentioning that I did some reorganizing of school books the other day. because we want to use the resources God has given us, but we also don't want things just sitting here that we aren't going to be using that somebody else could be using.
Right. Trying to be good stewards of what we have, not trying to accumulate things so that we
Right.
can have options that we may not actually need. But remaining options that you do need, yeah. It's complicated.
So,
Sorry, I'm emptying
Mark's-
my pockets.
Mark's in here brought all his snacks. You'll see him munching on oranges. Oranges
I
are not
enjoy
his
food.
bucket, but
Enjoy food. It's good quality food.
anyway, so yeah, I guess I can talk a little bit about that. We're trying to reorganize our schedule and our lives and everything else, you know. I think as a homeschool mom, you realize that you do a lot of reorganizing as the seasons of life change. As kids get older, as you have another crawler, he's crawling all over the house. The baby's sleeping behind us, but he's crawling all over the house. He's starting to stand, so he'll be walking soon. So it's a different year than we ended last year when he was still sitting in one place. You just set him down and he stayed there. There's new challenges with Josiah and his seizures and the things that are going on there. Different issues with Mark, kind of the same, but things that we're finding we can change to make life easier here around the house. So just trying to put all of those things into account, looking at what's going to work best for our family this year for the school year. And so I've been working on just reorganizing and seeing what subject matter we want to make sure we cover this year with the stuff that we have.
Yeah.
So
She did a lot of this while we were running around doing other things. So
yeah, yesterday these guys were gone. Mark had a doctor's appointment, so Virginia and him were gone for a couple hours, and that's when I emptied out the bookshelves. Today I didn't do much while they were gone. They were gone for a couple hours holding signs, evangelism stuff, which is a little hard to do when you can't be near everybody because of the masks, but they held some signs with two friends of ours, and I stayed home with the little kids. We ended up playing in water. We kind of made a homemade slip and slide.
Did you get any video of that? I didn't get to see any of it.
I was too busy
You
trying
seem
to
to be
make
having a
sure
good
the
time.
children did not kill themselves.
That's probably better than actual video footage.
So it was really fun. There wasn't really any danger, but if you've ever worked with kids who are playing in water that need to take turns, turn taking can be a little hard. And so I was doing a lot of, not your turn yet, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can go. Yeah. That was a lot.
It's hard when you're excited about something.
And had a baby who was a little
think.
concerned about all the people running around and screaming. He was sitting in my arms like,
What are we doing?
So,
why is it loud?
It was really fun. They played for a while. They got soapy. Abigail ripped her skirt
Uh-oh.
playing.
Which one?
The Pizza Hut skirt. It's not really a Pizza Hut skirt. The colors, we call it the Pizza Hut skirt.
I know what you're talking about.
Josiah, his elastic waisted pants were a little too big, and he was having wardrobe malfunctions.
Oops.
Not all the way down, just enough that he was like, I need help.
Help me.
And Uriah couldn't figure out the slip and slide motion, so he would get on it and either put his feet down and fall down on his butt, or he'd kind of get there and stop right at the front of it and then just throw himself down. It was fun. We'll have to set it up again so you can see it.
That sounds entertaining.
It
We had a
was.
good time.
They did.
We cooled off a little bit.
It was hot today. I mean, for Maine, it was like 83 today.
Right.
But
That's ridiculously hot here.
But it's going to be down in the mid 70s the next couple days, so probably all week. So this was probably the last swimming time we'll do for a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
So
Yeah.
what else do you have to add
Oh, about the organization?
about anything?
About anything?
This is our chit chat time.
Oh, this is just chit chat time. All right. Well, Carl and Sophie. Sorry, I'm tired. Let me get over the yawning. Carl and Sophie came and joined us with some gospel signs, and
Those are our friends who got married just a few months ago that
yeah.
we've talked about on the channel before.
yeah, they came and joined us and held a couple of gospel signs with us, and we just kind of talked. One of the things we talked about was actually John 19 and what we were studying this morning in family devotion time. In John 17 with Jesus on the cross. Sorry, 19. 19, 17 through 30. But chapter 19, yeah. The fulfillment of prophecies and like, hey, we're a bunch of Jews that don't want to make this guy, we're going to say this guy isn't the Messiah, so we're going to get him crucified like a Messiah. everything they did was fulfilling scripture and fulfilling prophecy.
Even
and
like
a lot
the
of
Roman
it
guards.
was contrary to what they would normally do. Like they would normally stone someone to death for blasphemy.
Jesus did not.
Adultery too, yes.
That was a different
right.
chapter, different person.
They were accusing him of blasphemy. So they should have just stoned him to death. They had the authority to do that. But then they said, we have no king but Caesar, and whatever the government tells us to do. I mean, who cares? God gave us rules, laws, and very specific definitions of what to do. But just let them take care of it. So,
Yep.
So anyway, we were talking about that stuff. We saw a bunch of people.
Were you talking about that? Were you talking about the wine?
Yes, the wine mixed with gall, I think it is, and the sour wine that was in 19 today. Yeah, we talked about that in the John Piper article that I linked on my Facebook page, I think.
So it was just discussing that what would normally have been given was wine mixed with gall, which was kind of a narcotic effect that would have made the pain go away. And that's what most prisoners would have wanted. Most people being crucified would have wanted. The sour wine they were talking about was more like an energizing drink, which there's a thing called switchel that our family's been drinking, which is apple cider vinegar and lemon and some type of sweetener. You can do honey or molasses or sugar. Right. And apple cider vinegar is very good for your health. And this switchel was actually used to be called Haymaker's Punch. And you can drink this better than you can drink plain water if your body is needing the electrolytes.
So like, this is where Gatorade got the idea, basically.
So, in the Bible, when it's talking about the sour wine that Jesus actually drank while up on the cross, he was drinking this electrolyte type drink.
Right,
which
energize you to prolong your life while you're hanging on a cross.
But it was also something that was a good drink. Like, this wasn't something that was punishment. Like, he wasn't like, oh, I'm thirsty, and they're like, ew, let's give him something gross to drink. Like, they were giving him something that was actually good, but it would have prolonged his life. And the interesting thing is, he drinks it and then immediately says, it is finished, and
he gave up his spirit.
So
it's really interesting. We talked about all that this morning as a family, and then we talked about it on the street with Carl and Sophie when we saw them. So that conversation continued.
So switchel is very good for you. So if you're interested, some of my family likes it, some don't. It's actually Virginia and Naomi who don't like it. I made some today, and Samuel, Josiah, Uriah, and Abigail all drank like a cup of it and then asked for another cup.
So Virginia doesn't like the acidity. That's surprising, because she really likes her coffee, she doesn't want it sweet at all. No. But I guess she doesn't like it acidic. She's very creamy coffee, milky coffee. Creamy
coffee.
Yeah.
So anyway, the switchel, it's very good, and I made some today to put in the fridge, because it's something I'm trying to boost my hydration and electrolytes right now, and so having it available, I don't normally have the time to sit there and mix that stuff up, so I made it by the gallon. I hear some sirens.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I know, I was kind of go.
Yeah.
So, but that's something that I'll be giving the kids as a treat, because it is sweetened, but it's a lot better for you than, I figured it out today that 1 cup of Coke has 11 teaspoons of sugar, and 1 cup of the switchel has 3 teaspoons of sugar.
Right, so
a lot less.
It's dramatically better than that. So
and
what does a cup of fruit juice have? Like, I understand there's a lot of sugar, but
I don't know. I didn't look that up. I was looking as like a treat because the kids were we don't drink much of anything other than water in this house. Water. We'll occasionally get like a iced tea mix or something.
People have seen you buying Coke and they think that that's for like everybody, but it's medicinal, not. Sort of.
Yeah. So you saw me, I don't know, multiple weeks ago buy Coke because it was like 99 cents a bottle or something.
Right.
I think we've had one. Well, I know we've had one. I don't remember how long we've had it.
4 weeks ago,
but it's something that comes out very, very rarely.
Right.
It's like a birthday treat.
But the switchel is very actually refreshing. It doesn't just like, I want a sweet drink. Like, it's actually refreshing. It makes you feel
And apple
better.
cider vinegar is very good for you in a lot of ways. I don't know all the ways. I can't tell you all of them here, but I know that it helps regulate your blood sugar. It helps regulate blood pressure. It's got a bunch of minerals in it. All kinds of good stuff.
Yeah. I like it.
Apple cider vinegar with the mother.
It's a little punchy. Like it's a little
Tangy.
acidic, yeah.
Sorry, there's a lot of sirens outside for us. We don't have sirens very often.
It's not common.
So, we're not sure where they're going.
No.
It's okay.
Okay, so anyway.
So we did that today.
Where were we?
The switchel to try to make refreshing.
So easily distracted.
And it was funny because I had made switchel. We haven't had switchel for a while. And I made it this morning. We had some leftover lemonade. I had told one of the girls they could make lemonade as a treat yesterday. So I mixed the leftover lemonade with apple cider vinegar this morning. And we were drinking it during Bible.
Yeah,
and then
it was good.
This thing came up about the sour wine. I looked it up and found out it was the same thing.
Bible study has practical benefits in our lives.
So.
Yeah, we started thinking about switchel because of that. It's funny. Or maybe you were thinking of it before, but brought up the conversation anyway.
Yeah.
It was good.
So anyway, we didn't do like a regular school day today and stuff because we were busy. They were out in the camper, so I was trying to do some other stuff with the kids in here.
I haven't yet posted my encounter with the unwanted tenants of our camper.
Oh, no. Well, no, you posted on Facebook.
Did I? Okay, I did.
Yeah, you did post it on
I wasn't
Facebook.
sure if I had or not.
We had a waspy, nesty thing.
Inside our camper in the little electrical panel in our bedroom, which is a wonderful place to have a wasp.
We stayed in it this weekend and we had no idea that it was there.
Nope. I had seen them flying in and out, funny enough, around the electrical panel.
The morning we left, though.
Yeah, but we use that small cord because we only run a 15 amp. It's actually a 30 amp plug generally. So normally it would take up a larger space. So that big opening where that little wire sitting at my mom's house for... Actually, there wasn't even a wire in that hole. It was just a big round opening. So I sort of redid the flap thing. Hopefully there won't be so many of them in there next time.
So...
Or they won't get comfortable.
So these guys were out doing that, and inside, I was working on this organization stuff I was telling you about, and Uriah, the almost 3-year-old, and Abigail, the 5-year-old, were being very sweet to each other today and just playing really nicely. And I don't know about you, but when my kids are having a day where they're just being sweet and kind and want to make up their own games and play, we go with it. So we were letting them play. Josiah was helping me. Josiah's behavior seems to be better. For those who have been following around.
Yeah, I think so.
We're working on some medication changes because of some behavior with the seizure issues. And he's been a lot more helpful recently.
When he's tired, he's a lot more susceptible to just not knowing how to handle himself.
Right.
But usually it's more like when he's tired, like around naps when he wakes.
Yes, I think the overall behavior issues have gotten better.
Yeah, I think so.
Since we've reduced.
Yeah.
We're doing that all under doctors.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're doing what the doctor told us to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody was concerned. But yeah, this might not be working. So let's try something different.
Yeah.
Or
we haven't seen an
change the dosage or
increase
whatever.
in seizures, and we have seen a decrease in the behavior. So.
Right.
Looks like it's working.
Yeah.
So I'm also trying to do a little research on some more natural food type supplements to help him. Vitamin D, vitamin B, those types of big ones that help everybody in different ways. I'm researching what would be best for him.
Yeah, I know we have the D3 here.
Yeah, he took some D this morning.
Yep. And the magnesium oil?
Yep, I'm getting some magnesium oil. Magnesium oil helps for people who don't sleep well. Many of us are lacking in magnesium, and a lack of magnesium can make you restless and cause like restless leg syndrome, which
Also
can make it not
cramps.
sleep, cramps, those types of things.
Yep.
And so you can take a capsule of magnesium. But the best way for your body to absorb magnesium is through your feet. And so you can get this magnesium oil that you spray on your feet right before bed. And we used to do it for Josiah because he used to get really bad Charlie horses when we were first figuring out he had seizures.
Yeah.
We haven't done it for a while. And I think that his body would be benefited by a little better sleep. So
Yeah, probably.
we have that ordered.
Yep. So that's on the way. We've been working through that, trying to find. It's interesting, all the things that over the course of the years we found some things to be helpful, and then you end up dealing with a different symptom that's more severe, so you're more concerned about that, and you kind of forget about the smaller things.
And then you're like, wait, why did we not
why
do
did
this?
we stop that? Yeah. We ran out or gave it to somebody.
We gave it to somebody. We gave your mom some, so then I bought more, and then we gave Brian some.
Yep.
Then I haven't had it since Brian.
Yeah.
Just forgot about it. So
It is. But so we've got some things planned, some things underway. You did some organizing.
Yep.
Did you talk about the video you may be doing with the?
I'm planning on doing a grocery video today or tomorrow with what sales are going on at Shaw's. I'm going to try every week when the Shaw's paper comes out, either on Friday or Saturday, because our sales run Friday through Thursday. So I want to do it near the start. But I'm going to try to focus on something different instead of doing a whole meal plan each week. This week I'll focus on lunches. Next week's I might focus on snacks that are on sale. Yeah. Because if you buy things according to what's on sale, and you see what their cycles are, you can start to figure out what you can purchase as a stockpile for your house. So, not that people need huge stockpiles, but it's always nice to have a little bit extra. Living here in Maine, we deal with snowstorms where you might be stuck inside and you might not have electricity. Yep. So,
and it's cold.
Thinking of things in those terms. Other people might have to think through hurricanes and where you might lose power and you don't have refrigeration. Here in Maine, if we lose power, it's usually in the winter, and we can throw all our stuff in a snowbank.
Right.
We're good to go.
Yeah.
You can't do that in Florida. So people are going to have to shop differently depending where they are. But
definitely.
For us, right now in Maine, we're eating a lot of zucchini.
We are eating so much zucchini.
It's really good, but we're eating a lot of it.
I think we had agreed to 3 zucchini plants at one point, and then it
6.
became 6. Is it only
Mark's
6?
not a big fan of zucchini.
It seems like there's 23 of them out there.
Mark has eaten the zucchini we've made.
Yeah.
It's just that's not his hey,
not my
zucchini again.
Yeah, not my favorite thing, but it's free. It's fresh produce that God gave us out of our garden, and Virginia's really enjoying gardening.
Yes.
So I think it's good for them. It's good fresh food for us, especially the green beans and the peas. I'm looking forward to tomatoes.
We have tomatoes on our plant, but they're not red yet.
Yep.
We did all eat a tomato off Grandma's plant today, though, that she gave us. Yeah. We didn't take them. Yeah. She gave them to us, but they were yummy.
And we have blackberries.
Eating blackberries.
On the side of our property is quite a few blackberries. So, so we've been enjoying the fresh produce. Is very good. And free fresh produce is even better.
So
there's some labor's involved.
Let us know what your favorite ways to do zucchini. We like to do it zucchini and onions just fried up. Yep. Or we'll fry up the zucchini and onions, and then we put a topping on it. So today's, we have a big cast iron skillet. How big's our cast iron skillet? Like that?
It's 12 inch, I think.
Something like that. And so we got the zucchini
15
and onion cooked. And then we put a mix of 2 eggs. I don't know, 3/4 of a cup of sour cream, I'm guessing. A cup of cheese, I'm guessing.
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
And then added salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Mixed all that up and poured it on top of the zucchini, and then threw it in the oven. And so you cook it until that cheese layer is set. We call it cheesy zucchini. We serve it next to pasta or with rice. Yep. And it's very good.
I think I ate it plain tonight. I think previously I'd eaten it with pasta, but I'm trying not to do a lot of pastas and rices and stuff like that.
But it wasn't too bad.
No, it was good. That's the thing. It was good. It wasn't like it needed to be with something else. I was just saying, I'm trying to think about what I'm cutting out and still enjoying food.
He's doing good.
Yeah.
And
enjoying it.
We also have found a recipe for snickerdoodle bread, which is really, really yummy.
Zucchini snickerdoodle bread.
Zucchini snickerdoodle bread.
That's a doodle.
It's really good. We had it one morning for breakfast on our first morning trying it, and then we made, because it makes 2 small loaves, like a regular size loaf pan, but they're kind of short.
Right. I'm going to categorize that as sort of desserty breakfast, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like a coffee cake, except it's not as sweet as you can make some.
Oh, certainly.
Sometimes you eat that desserty type thing, and you're like, I need a cup of milk. I need something to get this. It's not type of.
Too much, no.
But we ended up making it a double batch for getting together with some friends on Sunday, last Sunday, and they all enjoyed it. Even some kids who weren't as
not terribly zucchini inclined.
We have a child in our family who doesn't like zucchini. I make him eat it every time we put it on the table, and then he'll have other vegetables instead of zucchini. But he likes the zucchini snickerdoodle bread too.
Certainly does.
So, what else?
I have no idea.
See, this is the problem. Mark comes and sits down, and then he wants me to make the whole conversation go. He doesn't even know what to say.
I talked about John 19.
I just make him.
Okay.
We have friends that are getting married tomorrow.
Yes.
That's very exciting.
That's awesome.
So congratulations, Sam and Kiara, if you happen to watch this, but
Yes.
you're probably way too busy doing stuff because you got your wedding
If
tomorrow.
I publish it early enough in the day, they may see it.
Probably not.
But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about them as we were praying tonight. These are two people that we've known for 3 or 4 years now. Done a lot of ministry with them, so it seems like we've known them forever to some extent. Then I've seen all Donna's home videos of her kids. So anyway, yeah, just a sweet young couple that love the Lord, that are already doing things like writing music, writing songs.
Yeah, during
praise
this
to God.
quarantine time, they have been writing psalms, like putting psalms to music kind of thing. No?
I've listened to a couple, and I couldn't let me tell you exactly.
We have different friends doing different projects, so it's hard to
We do.
remember which friends are doing which project. They wrote songs. It may
Right.
not have been about psalms. So if I said that wrong, I'm sorry.
You're
Because
fired.
we have other people doing other things.
We do have lots of people doing
But they
lots of
did
things.
write songs together, even while they were apart, because they were quarantined from each other for a while.
And they're both a part
Started
of the abortion ministry in the church that supports the abortion ministry that we work with, which now Virginia's writing her book. So
If you're interested in abortion ministry, be looking out for a book in a few weeks.
I'm trying to think of which ones of them are
Virginia.
in there. Yeah, are in the book. I know some of them, like some of the
Kiara's in the book.
true to life stories
Oh, yeah.
that are included in the book, and yeah, so Sam and Kara are getting married. Yeah.
So they're getting married tomorrow. Very exciting.
And I saw on my Facebook memories that 10 years ago today, I think it was Josiah and Rachel Morrison got married.
Oh, those are other good friends of ours.
Yeah,
Who recently got
10 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, not recently. Seems like forever.
It does seem like forever ago, but it seems like not that long ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, but it's 10. But yeah,
Mark has a hard time with typing.
I do, and it was really fun though. I remember the wedding was, I built outhouses for their wedding. That was the infamous poison ivy incident, where I evidently worked quite a bit in the woods of
I didn't know.
knocking a bunch of things down and building these outhouses because I cannot remember for the life of me why we needed to build outhouses for a wedding.
Because they wanted to be able to make the barn more accessible for things, and there weren't any bathrooms near it.
That's right. No, yeah. So it's on this like 200-acre farm in the hills of Kentucky. But yeah, that was what it
Beautiful.
was. Oh, gorgeous area, and we actually stayed on the farm for months.
So that means we have other friends that got engaged right around that time that got married shortly thereafter that too.
Man,
You're part of their engagement. That was fun.
we are all excited about marriage.
We are.
We're excited
Marriage
about
is a
Sam
great
and
thing.
Kiara.
So this week we celebrated 20 years together from our
Yeah,
first
from our
date.
first date.
We're not exactly sure what day that was, but somewhere around now we started dating 20
It was
years
either
ago.
today or Monday. I think
What?
I think we were thinking that the first date was the day Bruce and Laverne got married. So it's my brother's 20th
Which is like
anniversary.
the 13th?
The 13th. Yeah.
Okay, today's the 15th.
I'm sorry.
And Monday was the 11th. That's why I was like, what?
So either the 13th or the 15th. I believe the 13th was their anniversary, and I believe the 13th was the day that we actually went on
So-
a date.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a date.
Yeah, we're not getting into that one
I
tonight.
was very naive. Let's just say this. Looking back,
And
it
I'm
should
very
have been,
strange.
Looking
so
back, it should have been clear that it was a date, but I
been
didn't
clear.
get it.
You did tell me you were going to marry me, like.
I had told you before that I was going to marry you, but I still didn't know that we were dating.
Yeah. So anyway, 20 years together.
20 years together,
You
18
have
years married.
been hanging out with me more of your life than you haven't been.
Yeah, I'm only 37, so
No.
been spending most of it with
They're all
him.
going to do the math and go, 17. How old's the guy?
He was 8 years older than me.
He's 45.
Yes.
We're 8 years apart. Yep.
So I was going into my senior year of high school, and there are many parts of our relationship that we would not want our daughters to do.
No, we do not recommend for others, no.
But by God's grace, it has worked.
Here we are.
Yeah, and so
We've got our problems, but we've got our blessings. Just a few. We've had problems since before we got married.
Mark started having these seizures, things, what is now called dystonia, the month we got together. So we joked that he
I'm
was
still
allergic to
blaming
me.
Kevin and Amanda. It's Kevin's fault for having that big heavy desk.
He was helping a friend carry a desk, and he had a really bad headache. Felt something in his neck, had a really bad headache.
Heard and felt a physical
Craziness.
pop in my neck. Was not cool.
But that was right after we started dating. So
Yeah.
I've known his problems since we started.
Since the get-go,
And Mark came into the relationship with a son, Nathaniel, who you've heard us mention, our oldest son. And so we went to suddenly being full-time mom and dad.
Yep.
That was not planned, but 2 days before the wedding, we found out we were going to be full-time mom and dad.
God
And then-
used it to straighten us out.
And then a month after we got...
Straighten me out, actually. Probably wasn't you that needed the straightening, but...
Well, then we got married in June.
June 15th.
In September, we found out we were pregnant. In December, Mark was told he couldn't work and couldn't drive because of his disability. At 31 weeks pregnant, I got put on modified bed rest because I was having contractions. But I was the only driver in the house for Mark with his issues and a 6-year-old. And Virginia was born during what would have been finals week of my second year of college. I went to 1 year of college between.
She wanted to be a teacher. I figured out she didn't have to go to school for that. You just had to have kids.
I wanted to be a special needs
God makes you
teacher,
a teacher.
actually, and
Yes.
now I have Josiah. So.
And others.
And others, but specifically for the special needs.
He's definitely more of the specific needs in his education.
And therapies and all those things.
Like crazy,
that go on.
yeah. So your sports medicine and your special ed work together every day in this house. It's like it's as if God prepared beforehand, like how He was going to use you.
And I knew I wanted to do both those things before I even got to college. So I had already started training for those things. So even if I hadn't gone to college, they were things that I had already set my mind to doing.
Yep.
And I get to do them.
That's awesome.
I don't get to be president of the United States, though.
Sorry, we have our lights set up weird, and so I'm looking more at her instead of at the camera because the light is here.
Okay, so we've got a new camera.
Right.
Which I'll explain that in a second.
Right.
But we're setting up in our room as the kids were going to bed. So the sun is going down. So we had to make sure that the light was still going to be good enough once the sun
Right,
went
that
down.
we're still
so we
gonna
had to
have
set
some
it up
light.
funny. But
Sorry.
go ahead, camera.
Sorry, my fault. I'm going to try to tip that up and see how bad it looks.
Oh, it's terrible. He hasn't even touched it yet. It's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I just think I won't be squinty and...
Don't be squinty.
There, I can actually look at the camera now.
Okay.
Good.
So you
I
want to
like
say about
looking
the
at you,
camera?
though, but you're on the camera.
You want to talk about the camera?
Oh, the camera, yes. So we are filming tonight on an iPhone 7 Plus.
You have to say it.
We are
in that
recording at
voice.
1080p and 30 frames per second. We didn't.
XLTQFG. I have no idea.
So I've been carrying around a $30 track phone, recording Herding Little Cows for quite some time now, year and a half. And that's what we record on is my little $30 track phone, which is a very good little $30 track phone.
But the
we
$30
don't-
fat track phone is not doing so well anymore.
It's having some problems. It's not being able to keep its battery life, so we're looking around. But I think a lot of the reason that I have a problem with battery life isn't because I actually use the phone, because I don't. I don't talk on the phone and I don't text. Like, I literally almost never talk on the phone.
You talk to the camera. I need some water.
Okay. So, I almost never talk on the phone, and I almost never text because I'm generally with the people that I need to talk to. And I'm on Messenger, which uses the internet because I'm generally here at home. So, never really had a problem, I guess, before. But anyhow, so we were looking for something that would possibly help us to record a little better video as I'm messing with the video. A little better video for you, our viewers. And I had asked a local business person who works with iPhones. I heard the cameras were really good, and I was wondering if you ever had an iPhone that came in, like the phone didn't work anymore, but the camera still worked. Because I don't need all the apps, and I don't even need it to really have internet as long as I can transfer video and pictures from the camera to some device so that I can publish them or edit them. So anyhow, that's all I was looking for is maybe a broken iPhone that probably wouldn't work. And so Monday, as we were headed up to on our 3-day camper trip, to visit my parents and to go up to Acadia National Park on the Schoodic section. On the way there, we had stopped at the little beach in Duck Trap River, I guess it is, that neck of the woods. And I got a message from that business owner, and he said, "Hey, I got an iPhone 7 Plus here, and I'd like to give it to you. I'd like to just donate it to the cause, so to speak."
It doesn't work as a phone.
Yeah, it has some sort of issues as a phone, so I said, "Praise God," and he agreed with me. Praise God. So to see, and there's another story too. I don't know as I'm authorized to share it, but I might at some point in the future. But to see how that phone got from
Its original
owner to this person and this business and their knowledge of us wanting to do that, and now we have a little better piece of equipment so that we can produce and we got it on video. Hold on a second. We're gonna keep going.
I was gonna pick up the baby who got freaked out. Hi, baby. I know that was freaky, huh? That was freaky.
All right, we're gonna go with stopping the video.
No, keep it on. We're fine.
Hold on. We got some lighting issue here.
It's okay. People will understand. Hey, guys, we have a lighting issue because our light just fell down in the middle of the video.
You done saw it. We're gonna adjust. This is gonna be real life video, and I think we're gonna be probably okay like that.
Yes.
Yeah, is that okay? All right. So anyway, we got this cool iPhone, and now we're trying to do our lighting as poorly as possible. But that's okay. Because around here, we just roll with the punches. So anyway, God gave us this really cool phone, and it has some really neat features that if you're following me on Facebook, on my Mark Cowperthwaite page, you're probably going to have already seen some cool slow motion video and some fun that we had at the beach. And we got some animals. We got some seagulls flying in slow motion. We got a cool science thing with the ice freezing, the water bottle freezing in our freezer, and the ice crystals forming and that kind of thing. So we watched some cool things. And we took some really awesome baby pictures because it takes, I think the best thing this camera does is the portrait feature. And it takes pictures of cute little people like this and makes a gorgeous picture of it. It can even make me look human. It's really good. So anyway, I actually took a point and shoot whoosh. I had taken a picture of Sophie with the phone because they had been recently back from the honeymoon. Anyhow, we were talking about cameras and the blessing that this camera is. And I just kind of pulled it up, click, in front of Carl, who made a kind of a face. And you know what? It turned out quite nice, actually.
Made Carl look human too?
Well, I mean, just he had a weird look on his face because he was being silly and I was being silly about this thing. But anyway, but just the swung it up, clicked, and it came out almost crystal clear. It's a very fast shutter, very fast processor. It's got the A10 in it, I believe. So I'm kind of geeking out here. To us, it's a blessing, okay? It also means we have a camera that I can put in Sarah's hand, that I can put in the girls' hand, so the girls, when they want to go take pictures of flowers and things like that, they can do that.
The girls are very into photography at the moment.
And it has a really nice lens. The macro end of the lens, it has two lenses on it, but the macro lens is very good. Same with that portrait feature. It's very clear, and so the girls are enjoying it as much as Daddy is. So we're learning about it, and we're getting better quality photos that we can share with people. Virginia has her, the pictures she takes and puts Bible verses on them is is it really a meme if it's a Bible verse? I think so. So anyway, she does that for one or two of her pages to just share scripture with people on her Facebook. Mm-hmm. So some of the funness that came out of someone blessing us with a phone.
Yeah.
So that was cool. You're really hot. Are you sweaty?
This little guy, he wasn't really ready to wake up.
Yeah.
He should go to bed for the night. But we're doing this video tonight after the kids have gone to bed. Right. So this is what we have.
Yep. It is what it is.
So what else? What do we have going on this week?
What do we have going on this week? I have no idea.
We actually have nothing going on this week.
Seriously?
We have nothing on the calendar, which is very exciting.
So I didn't forget anything.
No, because we've had... He forgets everything. The other day he woke up and I was like, "You have a doctor's appointment today." What?
Yeah, what is this all
An
about?
audiology appointment. No, this week we do not have anything on our schedule, which is the first time in a while because we've had, now that things are opening up because of coronavirus, between Mark and Josiah, we've been doing some appointments that have just been necessary. And then Josiah's abscess tooth that we talked about a couple weeks ago, like things like that. Our weeks have gotten really busy. Yep. So having a week coming up with nothing is going to be good as we work on this new school. I don't know. Trying to figure out what we're doing for school this year.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what we're doing. We know what we have to teach in the state and all of that.
And we know what
our curriculum
we're using.
But just trying to figure out
how the flow of the day is going to go.
Virginia is not a student this year.
Right.
So what do we do with Virginia while she's still living at home to help her do the things that she still wants to learn and be involved in, but also making sure she's a productive member of the family, as everybody in this house is. That's how we run our household, is all of us are part of this team that we're working together, and that's something we're trying to focus on this week. We've just had a lot of stuff going on and just trying to refocus as a family that we're a team, we're all working on this together, and that we need to be building each other up rather than tearing each other down.
It's a lesson that one of the parents in this video has to keep learning. It's this guy. But, yeah.
We're working on encouraging each other to continue to grow and to continue to question and know things, and not worry that a question is going to be, well, why that stupid question, and things like that from other siblings. Just working on, if somebody doesn't know something, we are teaching them so that we can all be better, not so one of us can hold some superior thoughts over others.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, if anything, if you really love, if you love the truth, then the best thing, the most enjoyable thing you can do is teach it. To share truth with other people. That's what I hope we do through some of these videos. We want to encourage and we want to build people up and equip them and give you ideas and things like that and just share our lives. But in reality, what we're doing is trying to build each other up, trying to share what we've learned from other people and what we've learned from the scriptures. And though we still fail plenty often and still sin at times and don't have everything figured out yet, that is our goal. Anyway. Sorry, sometimes I get thinking.
So we've been working on that. So trying to figure out how to give Virginia the time as an adult living in our house to do the things she wants to be able to focus on while she's still single, and being content in that time of singleness, but using it to the glory of God in whatever he's asking her to do. But also making sure that that doesn't mean she's locked herself in a room and we don't have access to her, because that's not how things work in a household.
Any adult relationship, unless you live by yourself, you are rearranging your life, your schedule, your priorities, for other people. You are. If you're married, you should be doing that with your spouse. You rearrange your priorities because you care about other people.
Even if it's a roommate and, you come in quietly because they're asleep by the time you get home from work, whatever it is.
Yeah, there's some level of just consideration that you should have for any other human being at all. Yeah. And many people would even say, should have for animals. How much more so when we're a family. That can be considerate of one another, and to think about others is more important than ourselves. That sounds positively biblical.
Positively. So we are going to have Virginia making lunch every day for the family, and that will allow me to have time to work with kids on schoolwork and therapies and all the other stuff that goes with that. And the camera's doing weird things.
What's the camera doing?
I don't know. The light keeps changing every once in a while.
Okay.
So if it's doing weird things, sorry, we're still working on this new camera. So Virginia's going to be doing lunch every day so that I can focus on time with the little people and the extra time that Josiah needs to be able to...
that's weird.
He's poking the camera.
This isn't good. I don't know how to fix this. Hey, this way. There we are.
Oh, okay.
Look, I can make it more light there.
Okay.
That's a little... Sorry.
It's kind of weird. So, He's still working on it.
Okay.
Anyway,
leave this alone. Sorry, I'm not trying to play with the camera.
So she's going to be doing lunch every day, so I can focus my time between when we finish Bible as a family in the morning and sitting down to lunch. I can focus on just the little ones. And Naomi is going to this year be making breakfast every morning. Sometimes that will involve her making something the night before so that we can have, muffins or something made for breakfast, or just her doing the actual cooking in the morning, which gives me time to help with the dressing and all the things that need to be done. Because for those who don't know, maybe haven't watched our channel before, at home we have Mark and myself, and we have 7 kids living in the house. Virginia is 17. She's graduated but still living at home. Naomi is 13, so she's going into high school this year, but homeschooled. We have Samuel, who's 10, so I don't know what grade that makes him. 5th grade?
5th.
I don't know.
Somewhere in there.
We don't really do grades. He's homeschooled also. Samuel, then we have
Josiah.
Josiah. Josiah is our 8-year-old who has cerebral palsy and epilepsy and needs extra help and extra therapies. There's a lot he can do. They told us he'd never walk, he'd never talk, and he can do amazingly well. So look for other videos about him. Then we have 5-year-old Abigail, almost 3-year-old Uriah, who has a birthday in a couple weeks, and then this little guy who just turned 10 months. So if you were looking at that, I have 3 people plus myself that I have to help get dressed in the morning. If we do sometimes 4, that might be Daddy. So for those who don't know,
Not usually in the morning.
Mark has a condition called dystonia, and it's a neurological condition with lots of different parts and pieces. So watch another video about that. But it just makes our mornings are very busy because I'm trying to get people dressed and things like that. And Josiah, his seizures tend to be with sleep. So when he wakes up in the morning, he's more likely to have them. If he takes a nap during the day, he's more likely to have a seizure afterwards. Luckily, he doesn't usually take naps. But when he is, in the morning, someone needs to be watching him. So I pretty much plant myself in the living room or have somebody watching him while I'm getting people dressed.
Yeah, you need eyes on him and Josiah every moment of every day.
Yes. So that's where my mornings are.
Yep.
And then he usually goes on a walk with one of the big girls after breakfast. And then we sit down and do Bible as a family, which goes about an hour. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less.
We sing more, sometimes we do more reading. I mean, every day we read and discuss it, but probably an hour.
But when that gets over, I sit down with the littles and do school. That's the normal, typical thing that happens.
Yep.
And if Virginia can take over lunch, that means I don't have to stop at some point to go make the lunch. I can just continue schooling them until lunchtime.
Right.
Our schooling, for people who are new to this, we do very hands-on schooling, I guess you'd say. So we do a lot of games.
Excuse me.
Mark has to take a pill. We do a lot of games, talking, narration, that type of thing. So it's very hands-on for mommy with the kids. We do that with the 10-year-old on down. Virginia is sending messages that are popping up on our screen. She's doing the Tom Hofling thing. So if I don't have to do lunch, like today while they were making lunch, I was able to sit at the table and we were playing a pattern game with the kids. We just had some pieces of paper and they were making patterns that the rest of us would have to follow. It was fun. And then I only have to worry about making supper.
Yeah.
So.
Because you are very hands-on. That's... Some people think about desks and mom gives an assignment and walks away. Not with younger kids. In our family, I'm not saying what everybody else needs to do.
Right.
But in our household, it doesn't look like, here, do this assignment and come back.
It looks like sitting down on the carpet in the living room and trying to keep the baby from eating the pencils while we're doing math.
Or doing, the money and counting the coins and keeping the coins up off the table for the little ones to not eat. Because we're hands-on, we get dirty, we go do stuff.
So that's how...
You learn so much more that way, I think.
Yeah, I think the kids retain it better. It was funny, we were doing a math.
Because they build memories attached to it. The kids will tell you, I remember where we were and who these people's names were when we went to the Dolphin Research Center. They remember Jen and Linda and whatever Dolphin's name was.
People.
The experience is attached to scientific learning and all that experiential. It brings it to life and keeps it.
But
in
that's
memory.
one of those things that was a like big deal. Like we went to play with dolphins.
Yeah.
But even like small things, you never like a lot of people will say, "Oh, it's quality time over quantity time," but you never know what that quality time is going to be.
Right, you don't schedule
Because
quality time.
if you were watching our videos this week, we made waffles one day, and we made waffles because Abigail pointed out to me that we had not had waffles since he was born.
Right.
So
It's 10 months.
yeah. And she remembers because Grandma was here with her. We don't usually leave them with Grandma, but Grandma was here with the kids for the day while I was at the hospital having the baby.
Right.
And they made waffles with Grandma, and they remember that. Like, that was a big deal to them. And waffles are not a big deal. Before
She
he
was
was
probably
born,
thinking it was easy and the kids would have fun with it. Like,
Right.
I mean, she wasn't thinking, I'm going to build a lifetime memory right here.
right, exactly. But it has become that.
Yeah.
So you never know what those things are. But being down on the floor or sitting at the table and actually like playing with your kids and listening to what they have to say, that's when those memories happen. And you can't plan them.
Playing headbands the other day.
Oh, that was fun. If you've never seen the game Headbands, you've got this blue headband you wear on your head, and you have a card, and your card will say, "I am bacon," or "I am a horse," and you're asking questions, trying to get people so you can guess what is on your head.
It's fun for adults. Watching Uriah is hilarious. Am I a chicken?
Do I fly?
Oh, am I fly? I think he said, am I fly? Like, you're not a fly. He's like, no, fly? It's like, oh, like,
Sometimes you have to
do I
interpret.
fly? Can I fly? So we're teaching language skills, and we're teaching all kinds of stuff in here while we're playing this really fun game with our really cute kids and enjoying the time together, like doing that. Put down your phone. I'm talking to myself. I'm preaching to myself here.
Yeah.
Put down the stupid phone and enjoy it.
I think we
Have fun.
sometimes forget that it's about those little tiny moments. It's not the things, most of the things that we plan, like, here, let's go do this thing. Either they don't remember
Right.
that thing that you've made this huge plan for, or your plan doesn't turn out right, so everyone's frustrated with each other because it didn't turn out how you wanted it to. Instead of just rolling with the punches.
Right.
This is something that as a family, we have some people in the family who are very good at just, let's go with what's going on. And we have others that aren't. And sometimes, I'm usually fairly good with rolling with the punches. This week, I was not very good with rolling with the punches. I was just frustrated because I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know how to do this. And it was harder because we were in our camper and there's only so much space to go. I do better when I actually have space.
It was also hot.
It was very hot.
If it's hot and you have limited space and children are overtired, even a vacation that was lots of fun. We had a really good time, and we shared some videos and pictures of that as well. It's still hard.
Yeah.
And our sleeping quarters are what they are, and they work. They're not optimal, but they certainly work. That can be harder. People might not sleep as well. Right now, each of our children all has their own bed. Like
Except for this guy.
Yeah, he sleeps with us, but every other...
Because you can tell he really wants to be separate from mommy.
The other 6 children have their own beds. So in the camper, we're a lot closer quarters, so it doesn't
Some
feel
people
like you
are
have
sharing
your own
beds and
space.
stuff.
You don't feel like you have your personal space. Like even us, we have a California king here. And there we have a full. So it's a different thing.
I do think that something that I realized this week after having a hard time with rolling with the punches is just remembering to be content in where God's placed us at the moment. Because we can go through life being content with where God has us or being miserable with where God has us.
But you still are where you are.
We still are where we are. Yeah. And I remember we've had kids in the past who have just had an attitude, and I'm not going to have fun doing this thing. No matter that everyone else is having fun and that I could enjoy this thing, I'm just going to sit around and have a bad attitude about it. Instead of enjoying the things that God has given us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's kind of a theme for our family and our channel, is we take what God has given us, and instead of complaining about the things we wish we had or things we wish we didn't have, like dystonia or cerebral palsy or whatever, instead of complaining about what we don't have or do have, we pursue things, we work hard at things, we try to do what we can do, but we enjoy whatever we can do. And I like taking pictures of random flowers and leaves and just things that you find on any little mundane path anywhere, in any town, any place in the world. Like, you can always find it. I mean, unless I guess you're in the middle of New York City, you probably can't find too many, but we like to just explore God's creation. The walk we went on the other day, which we shared a little video of that earlier this week somewhere. I think that most of this happened on Facebook because it was just private and I haven't bothered to make like a real video. But we just went for a nice little hike and we climbed over rocks together and found a tree that a bear seemed to have ripped apart.
That made everyone a little nervous.
But it was when we were walking back and we were 20 feet from the van when we discovered it, which is good because I probably would have turned right around. Yeah, we did hard things, but we didn't push ourselves so hard to frustrate. So, yeah, but we do these things together, and it was funny watching Abigail help Josiah down the rocks when we were climbing and stuff. Just neat to see how they do learn to work together, and not just like, oh, I pity you because you're the kid with one arm. You know, it's, I really like helping you, and you're someone I think about. And
Abigail and Josiah have a special relationship.
They really do. She's 5 and he's 8. She can do pretty much everything better than him.
Since she was little, she's been helping him. Like, we have video of her at like 2 years old holding this quart jar that was bigger than herself to help him get a drink out of it. It's very cute.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
She's a little helper, and he needs some help, so.
And it works well.
But he's tall enough, he can reach stuff that she can't reach, so they can help each other out in different ways.
But
they're good buddies.
Yeah. So I guess that's what we'll leave you with today, is just look around and try to find contentment in the place that God has placed you. I know things are difficult right now with the coronavirus and all the different rules and regulations and church and all those things that are going on, but God has placed you where you are for a specific purpose. And God has placed you in the family that you're in for a specific purpose. And how can you build that spirit of contentment within your home? What things can you look at and say, wow, that is so nice that God blessed us. You know, I'm looking here past this. God has blessed us with a fan that's in this window that as soon as this video's off, we're going to turn that fan on because it's really warm in here. And that's awesome that God gave us that blessing.
And some people don't have a fan. Some people just have to suck it up and get over it. They probably leave their windows open more than we do.
But, so just look around and see what...
Yeah, we have so much.
What ways you can
We have an iPhone.
breathe that
And we didn't
contentment
have to pay
in your
for it.
family. So, I guess that's it.
God is so good. Yeah, look around for the things God's blessed you with. Like flowers that bloom and even...
Little tiny babies.
Oh, especially little tiny baby, yeah. So, yeah, so look around this week and share with us, maybe on here in the comments, or find us on Facebook, and share with us the ways that you've seen the little blessings that God gives every day. And don't take them for granted. Enjoy them. So we'll see you guys maybe next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.